5.
I wasn't expecting, but it seems we still owe you.
A star ruby is
Think
in bit
some
back prop sit and
is
I and that.
Let's go. Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? Now, will it be enough? Which means we are... Oh, just a big lady.
There's talk that the glass gate fluff.
Welcome, welcome. I do like a customer who knows what he wants. You've a keen eye. I do like a customer who knows what he wants. Come back again.
How the hell is anyone supposed to afford that?
Did you hear? The gates to heaven.
I want to see you again. It's all right.
What am I going to do without sweet water and olive talc?
Milady, I come bearing gifts.
Gift? Oh.
Otto asked me to say, Anne,
Oh, I tell them my...
you... I'd like Anne for...
What? I don't...
Otto,
Long ago, and I don't...
I'd-
How this... And
go will want to... The stones were delivered. People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
His fang is gone. The whole mother crystal gone. What are we gonna do?
Calm yourself.
My reputation will be ruined.
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac.
Pardon the intrusion.
Out! I...
Please, allow me to... His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving.
Radim! Get rid of...
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any...
That? No, no, no. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen? Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandit's bed. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamil is said to pass through that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence, and arrange for an audience upon your triumphant return.
That will be very kind of you.
Farewell.
Come on. Run like the wind.
We've got company! Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
This must be Ugnak's lug. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What shall I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
A formidable name indeed. Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right, speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art, that one. Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow. There's a brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
But how do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which I spoke, far rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However, it is long past time we prepared ourselves to depart.
So it is. I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curiosities. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he is hard.
And there are many other
Too many to count, but only one do I consider my nemesis. Lord Byron Rosfield. And is a perennial...
I can imagine.
Farewell, Wyvern. May our paths cross again. Radim, we mustn't dawdle.
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Thank you again for your assistance. Coming, my lordship. I'll be right there.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such an interesting rival. Now, let's see what Blackthorn makes of this whetstone, shall we? Sorry for the wait, but hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something up.
I did better than that. Yes.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right cut, but there'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthian steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy, nah. I'll make something much better.
I'm sure the curse breakers will be delighted. Just don't push yourself too hard.
Don't you worry about me, sunshine. I've been working day and night since I was half your age, and I'll still be here when you're long gone. Hey, thanks, Clive. I mean it. I owe you one, August too. It's good to know someone's looking out for me.
He'll be happy to hear you said that.
And I'll see that my debt to you's paid. First new blade I make's got your name on it. You come and find me when you've got the materials.
All right? I will.
Back, are ya? What do you want? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Anything else?
I know.
so? Well, oh, now speak. You can in return.
Oh, is it?
And what can I do for you? It'd better all be here. You're rubbing me blind, you know.
Clive? What do you want? Bring me the materials, and I'll think about it. Don't waste my time. You ain't got the stuff.
He cracked the crystal tea. You're joking.
Oh, I'm never drinking.
Ah, Clive, were you able to...
We were indeed, Lawsman.
Lady, do you appreciate the... And what do you... That Torgal can ensure... And one...
Here.
Is that the thing Tomes helped to build?
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Goat. So Lady Karen accepted the ruby.
Ah, about that, but she just can't. Fancy a look at the list, do you? Here you go. Always something in there.
Lady Karen, Goat tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any. I may have tossed a talent or two in the air, but those were donations.
Of course.
Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a star ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as... Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all.
I hear you ended up delivering all three. Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid. Last...
Oh! So you remember what's owed to you, then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers... Right.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, Or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered to find a clean one?
I knew so little about him.
Like most people.
Arthur and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him. How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died? Back in the day. Oh, he bought passage to... I forget where. And we set up drinking, quit him up with me. Yeah, the man, I couldn't, and I... Luckily, it was here, and it threw on you. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather goat were at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
already have.